A bit going on in Canberra. We've had to move Suze safely out of the studio. Hugh Whitfield, who's always just sitting behind the set, looking for this opportunity.
Always ready.
Mate,
Hello, Hugh.
absolute political earthquake in Canberra this morning. What does this mean for democracy?
Well, it means that democracy is fairly strong because if you aren't playing by the rules, I guess, then you'll be able to be cast aside. Or Sussan Ley's in big trouble, though, I think. This raises huge questions about her ability to keep the coalition together. In the past, last year, we saw that Sussan Ley managed to stave off that split. They were able to get back together. But the Conservative side of politics is in big trouble. It can't work out what it stands for. The Nationals are facing a big attack from the right, from One Nation, in many of their constituencies. The Liberals are struggling to win back ground in the Teal electorates around Sydney Harbour and parts of Melbourne as well. So they're lost in the wilderness. And for Sussan Ley, she's going to face probably a challenge at some point. If it's not today, it's going to be in the weeks ahead. And if she's still leader by the end of the year, it'll be a miracle.
Well, let's move on. The baby boomers' crown as Australia's richest generation has been handed over. Gen X has taken the lead in terms of property wealth as older Australians downsize their homes and shift more of their money into cash and retirement accounts. A KPMG report has shown that households born between 1965 and 1980 now hold the most property wealth, with an average of almost $1.5 million in housing and land. Dr. Matt, did Gen X just get lucky, or they've just grown up and that's where they find themselves now?
I think it's important to appreciate that there are differences in those different eras. In the Gen X era, there was still free university, so objectively there was a cost that Gen Z and millennials do have to bear now comparatively. But the other one is that we have seen changes in terms of the multiple of median salary to the median house price. And whereas back in that sort of Gen X era, it was 3 or 4 times multiple, whereas now you're looking at 9, 10, 12 times a multiplier. So objectively, you can say things are more challenging now to get on the property ladder. So was Gen X lucky in terms of the time they're born? I think by those two metrics, yes.
Hugh, what do you reckon? Is home ownership now generationally unfair?
It's pretty hard. And what you're seeing is some people who bought many decades ago now enjoying enormous wealth because the home that they bought for $200,000, $250,000 20 years ago is now worth more than $1 million, and they can remortgage and all of a sudden there's $1 million cash sitting there. Or they sell and never really have to work again. There is a huge disparity that is emerging between people who have had a property and now can make use of that equity and that wealth and people who are struggling to get on the ladder. And that's where we're going to see the gap between rich and not so rich in this country get even wider, because you've got people who maybe boomers or older who now have $4-5 million to play with from a 4 or 5 bedroom house in the suburbs, which is kind of crazy.
And that's why they're looking for great opportunities to buy things here on the morning show. I think it's perfect.
Cash to
You've got
burn.
some cash to burn.
Yeah.
We're the guys. Finally for you, a viral 24-hour rule is gaining traction on social media, encouraging couples to pause long flights in a bid to save a spiralling relationship. Now, the idea is to bring up any gripe you have with your partner within 24 hours or forever hold your peace. It's causing debate amongst experts, with some saying it should be reframed as a 24-hour check-in rather than a requirement to resolve the issue.
Oh, I'm looking forward to the responses from the 3 men on the couch. Hugh, is there some sort... So what is it? If you have a pet peeve, if you have a peeve of any description, you've only got 24 hours to bring it up. What do you reckon? Should there be a time limit?
I don't know. I think the first rule of a lot of things is take a moment. Take a beat, as they say, just to take a moment to go, do I really want to confront this? And do I really need to bring this up now? Is it going to cause more problems if I bring it up? At the same time, honesty is a good thing. And maybe if you get past 24 hours and it's not a thing, then you just let it go.
Yeah.
I feel like there's like a window between too soon and too far gone. So maybe at 12 to 14 hours.
So take a beat, just not 24.
Did I say long flights? I think I said long flights.
You did say flights. That's okay. I was a bit confused.
That would be a nightmare. Can you imagine starting a fight on a 24-hour flight? Who does that?
Then you've got to sit next to each other.
That's right. Dr. Matt, would this logic work for all disputes, family, friends, co-workers? What do you think?
Well, this is actually quite topical because me and my partner, we have different approaches to this. I'm very much take a beat. get my emotions in order, process it, and then approach it with a more measured and considered lens, I guess. Whereas she's very much, let's dive in, let's resolve this immediately. So I think, yeah, conflict, it's always going to be a bit of see where things land, depending on the circumstances, depending on the dynamic of the people involved. So I think it's not a one-size-fits-all, but there is something to take a beat and then let's work through this promptly rather than letting it fester over time.
This is why I had the alarms go off in Canberra, because I didn't want Susan involved.
I know, right? It would have been very messy.
Yeah.
I'm actually...
Oops,
We're back.
Well, I was just about to say what I thought, but maybe the alarms are going off. I shouldn't.
No.
I'm actually very flexible. I'm both. I can explode in the moment and still bring it up 18 years later. So I think that's a skill.
With the same amount of verve and enthusiasm.
That's it.
Absolutely.
Dredge it back up, but let's get stuck into it again.
Yeah, she can't
Very flexible.
remember my birthday. Remember, I didn't pay for coffee 16 years ago. All right. Thank you guys for coming, mate. Thank you for sliding
Thanks
together.
for stepping.
I'll hang around.
No, don't hang around. I'm fine.
But it's got the news to deliver.
Yeah, I'm fine, mate. I'm nervous when you're sitting there.
Soon for you, a sweet moment between a dad and his baby has been caught on camera. See why he's going viral.